Hi, this is Yolanda Vanveen, and in this segment we're going to learn all about how to repot orchids. I got this orchid at the Seattle Garden Show this year, and it came in this little pot, and it's just a really beautiful orchid. It had lots of blooms. The blooms have died. So first of all, always repot your orchids when they're not in bloom because you don't want to shock them. So this orchid should probably be repotted, but because it's in bloom, we'll wait till it's done blooming and repot it. For now, I love it just the way it is. So this one's already bloomed, it's done. And as you can see, it's got lots of roots and it's really grown out of its pot. And orchids like to be crowded, granted, but I have found too, over the years, if they're too crowded, they won't do as well and they can't stay wet enough. So I really believe that it's time to repot this orchid, and I think it'll do great in this container. Now it's right into a lot of moss. It's grown right into moss, so you can add lots of moss to the soil. And I found the best combination is a combination of wood chips or wood shavings with moss mixed together. That way it stays moist, but yet it airs out as well. So another trick too is kind of spread the roots out a bit so that they can get some new growth. And you don't want to break them, but just spread them out a little bit. Now here they've even used some styrofoam too, which I try not to use just because it doesn't break down, and I found natural materials are better. And so I just want to set that in the pot, a bunch of the dirt and moss and branch clippings. So this is just pretty much composted. And then I'm just going to set it right in there. You don't want to take it to the very top because you want a border so when you water it, the water doesn't come off the top. You want it to sit. But yet you don't want it to sit in water either, so you want to kind of dry it out in between watering. But just by putting it in another pot and giving it some air and giving it room to grow again, it will thrive. I like to keep my orchids in a sunny window, not in afternoon sun, but in morning sun. So they love this east sun window, and they seem to thrive there. And I don't use fertilizers, I don't use anything, and I just leave them in the window and water them and let them dry out in between. And in the winter especially, leave them on the dry side. And they come up and give me blooms every year, and they're a great addition to my home garden.